Good day everyone, my name is Juliana Cervantes from BSBA HR3M. Labor-related incident, the 1987 Olongapo strike. A significant labor-related incident in the Philippines occurred in 1987, known as the Olongapo City strike. This event was notable for its involvement of workers from the Subic Bay Naval Base, an American military facility in the Philippines at the time. Detailed discussion of the incident. Causes. The strike was caused by labor unrest among the Filipino workers employed by U.S. construction at the Subic Bay Naval Base. These workers were subjected to long hours, high wage, and poor working conditions, with little to no support or protection from labor laws as their employers was the US-based constructors. The key events, the strike began in June 1987, quickly gained momentum. Workers, including laborers, protested against the unfair labor practices of the U.S. constructors in the Subic Bay. The consequences. Intense negotiation between labor unions, U.S. contractors, and the Philippine government. Despite facing resistance, the strike eventually resulted in several important concessions. The strike remains a pivotal event in the history of the labor movement in the Philippines, symbolizing the fight for workers' right in the face of foreign domination and government pressure. Labor leader Rolando Calando Olalia. Circumstance surrounding his death. Rolando Olalia was a prominent Filipino labor leader and the chairperson of the National Federation of Labor or NFL. He was assassinated on November 12, 1986. His death is believed to be tied to his strong advocacy for workers' rights and his efforts to organize labor unions that challenge the oppressive practices of companies and the government at the time. Olalia was abducted, tortured, and murdered by elements of the military groups, like due to his activities in organizing workers and opposition by both private corporations. Marcos' dictatorship. His murder was a part of larger campaign of repression in martial law. The legacy. Rolando Olalia is remembered as a martyr for the Filipino labor movement. His death galvanized many labor organizations to continue his work and to fight for the rights of the working class. His assassination sparked with the spread outrage and highlighted the risk labor leader faces during the Marcos regime. Olalia's life and death left a lasting on labor movements in the Philippines, reminding the public and labor organization of the need to continue pushing the workers right in the faces government and corporate resistance. In his honor, numerous labor organizations and activities continue to celebrate his contribution to the Philippine labor movement, and his story is often used as a symbol of the struggle for justice and equality in workplace. Olalia's legacy lives on the advocacy for workers' rights, especially within the context of historical struggles during the martial law era. Contribution to the labor movement. Olalia was deeply involved in advocating for workers' rights particularly in sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and public service. His leadership in the NFL promoted by solidarity among workers and their ability to demand better wages, working conditions, and social security. He was instrumental in challenging the growing influence of multinational corporations in the country, which often workers for cheap labor. Beyond organizing strike, Olalia sought to build a broad labor movement that could influence national policy, particularly around the rights of the condition of Filipino workers.